Is it with regards or with regard to? We're going to talk about this very interesting word in your emails and in face to face communication today. What's up? You're watching Tito Talks, non-life insurance discussions, English Mondays. Once again with your favorite Tito Miguel, who loves to make English topics easier to understand for both agents and clients. Magandang Monday po sa atin lahat. It is the dreaded start of the week. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you are doing fine. I hope you are well. And once again, thank you so much for dropping by for another quick lesson with your favorite Tito. Now, as mentioned in our intro, we will be talking about one of the more interesting terms that a lot of people use in their email communications when it comes to sending them to their clients. And this is the term regard. And if you if you are a fan of emailing or if you do use email on a daily basis, I'm pretty sure you've probably used the term many, many times already. And there is some sort of a confusion going on as to what form of the term should be used. Do I add an S to regard with regards to, or do I take out the S and simply say with regard to? One may sound more awkward than the other, but there are specific rules to this one as well. But little do many people know that there is a second part of the problem which not a lot of people really do notice. Now, you may be wondering, now, why do I need to remember when to add and when not to add S with regard? It's just email. It's not like they're spell checking or anything. Yes, that is true, Miguel, and that's a pretty fair point. You may not need to spend time on this at all, but do take note. Written English is different from spoken English in the sense that written English can be rehearsed, can be practiced, or can be scripted. That means you have time to edit, you have time to correct yourself. A carelessly written email, even if it delivers good news, even if it sounds positive, may have adverse effects on your customer. If your customer notices that you don't really give a care about spelling, grammar, syntax, especially for customers pretty touchy about that, it could hurt your image. It could hurt your credibility, which is why these tips are very, very important to make sure that you come off as professional, you come off as careful, and you come off as sincere whenever you send email correspondences to your clients. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the meat of the situations, shall we? Like I said, this issue or this particular matter has two specific problems that a lot of people are confused about. Number one, and I guess this is the most important, do I add an S or not to the term regard? The second issue that I'd like to talk about is whether or not to use the preposition to, not to, in regards to or with regards to, not mentioning the S or the removal of the S. So you've got two problems here, what preposition to use and what form of the word to use. Now let's talk about this first issue then, shall we? Now, for starters, prepositions are words, prepositions refer to a group of words that usually precede a noun, which actually connect that noun to various other elements of the sentence. Now, this is mostly used to denote the positions or relationships of various nouns in space and time. Wow, that sounds really deep. Not exactly. When we use a preposition, it's actually you're actually trying to connect that particular noun to which you're attaching the preposition to with another section, which is usually a point in place or a point in time. When or where. So let's say I ate, sorry. So let's say you can tell me, can you get my mobile phone on the drawer? So the preposition on the preposition on would connect the term phone to the term drawer, and it specifically denotes in what position the phone is in relation to the drawer. And as you all note, when it comes to prepositions, there are a lot of different prepositions that denote various different positions. But in our issue for today, we're only going to be talking about two, which are the prepositions in regards or with regard. Now, as far as these two prepositions go, you only have one choice when you're using your emails, and that is with. I am emailing you with regard to this. I am talking to you with regard to this. Now, as far as the term regard is concerned, regard has two specific functions when you're dealing out when you're sending emails. If you use regard without an s, this means that you are referencing something. You are talking about something specific. I am emailing you with regard to something. And this could be a claim, this could be a quotation, this could be a sale, this could be a question of your customer. Some examples could be, hi sir, hi ma'am, I am emailing you with regard to your inquiry the other day. I'd like to send you a quotation. Hi sir, hi ma'am, I am emailing you with regard to your claim which you filed about a couple of weeks ago, and I'd like to give you some updates. So when you use the term regard, you are actually referencing something which you are talking about. So if you are referencing a specific subject, or if you want to direct your customer's attention to a specific topic to which this email is about, then that's what you have to use without the S. Now, on the other hand, the term regards is not completely useless either. Since regard is more popularly known to be referencing something, what the hell does regards mean on the other hand, and can it still be used with emails? Absolutely, but in a minor instance for that matter. When you use the term regards, the meaning of the word suddenly changes from referencing something to being well wishes. So when you give regards to someone, that means you are sending this person well wishes, especially if you are speaking indirectly to this person via another person. For example, let's say you're talking to someone's secretary about their boss. Your email could remain or could end with a phrase like, please do send my kind regards to your boss. Please send my regards to your assistant. Please send my regards to you and your family. So when you use the term regards, it's some sort of well-wishing, which is more adequately used at the end of your emails as opposed to the beginning of your emails when you're referencing what you're going to be talking about. So you put these two problems that we just solved together, and depending on the usage, it's going to dictate what forms to use. Always remember that always remember that you're supposed to be using with regard, without the S, with regard to a particular issue. Again, whatever issue that may be. On the other hand, if you're using regards, that means you're sending your well wishes, and no need for your prepositions before the term regards. However, you may want to be very specific about to whom you're sending your regards to. Now, if the whole thing is so confusing for you and you don't want to bother using the word at all, that's fine. Instead of using the term regard, you can simply use the term about, which is actually a lot more direct and is a lot less flowery. So when you're sending out emails to your clients, you can simply say, good morning, ma'am. I'm talking or I'm emailing you about this issue. I'm emailing you about this particular concern that you've raised. Therefore, it's a lot more direct. You even use less words. And as you all know, the goal of proper email communications is not to be as wordy as possible, but to be as concise and as direct to the point as possible, so it looks professional and it looks like you're sincere enough to not waste your customers' time. Now, that was a very interesting lesson, and I hope this helps you improve the quality of emails that you send to your customers. It was a pleasure sharing my knowledge with you today, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation with me today. Once again, this is your favorite Tito Miguel. Please look out for our next video where I'm going to be giving you easier and more helpful advice regarding your English communication with your clients. So this once again is your favorite Tito Miguel, always saying, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.